Hey guys, it's Scott here. We are super lucky today. I've got an old friend of mine, Michael, who is a fantastically qualified quant system trader and a very good trader and a fantastic guy. And he's been working the last couple of years on volatility-based systems, which are a type of system that I personally don't have much experience with, and I'm just super excited to learn everything that he's got to learn.
Yeah,
So we're going to do a couple more. We're going to do a couple of videos in this series. I think next time we should probably get you in front of a screen share situation because we know what you look like now, and we get you demonstrating some of this stuff. But just to wet the whistle of the guys who are watching this, you've built a whole bunch of systems about this, and you have one in particular called Vixen that's just amazing. It's like it's fuck off good, and hopefully you're going to share some details with our guys and give them the opportunity to trade it. If they're not set up for quant trading, Michael has developed some tools, you know, in line with this democratization of finance things that are going to let you trade these volatility edges, which are maybe outside your intellectual capacity, maybe outside your technical capacity if you don't code, maybe stuff that you never thought you could do. But what I'm saying is I've seen this system that Michael's built, which he's going to tell us a little bit about, and it's really fucking amazing. Like it's a pro level thing. I think a lot of hedge funds would be would be overjoyed to have it in their quant shops. So I've seen it. So just tell us a little bit about Vixen and where we're going with all this, like the purpose of why we're talking and where we're getting to in the end.
Yeah, Vixen is basically the end result of a lot of work I've done on, especially researching volatility in collaboration with another quant I know. And so we started collaborating. We actually met on my blog, a few years ago, and so we started talking, and then we just started experimenting. Just the things I just explained to you, right? Like building some. We have our own repository where we check things in together, and we, bouncing research back and forth. We looked at a lot of papers. Some of the research, like guys like Ernie Chan, who's like this rock star quant guy, right? That writes a lot of books and stuff. So we worked our way through his research and many other things which we found really interesting. And so the whole thing was always just don't repeat the mistake of just adopting something because it's written in a book, right? You test it yourself. Again, in comes Python, and you start testing it out, and it's like, okay, this is what's really happening, right? No matter what anyone says. And so that's what we did. And then so slowly by doing that, out crystallized the system that played on these ETPs in particular. You mentioned this is actually a system that's being traded institutionally. I don't want to say where, because it's proprietary. And there's different iterations of just types of system, not the very same system running on there, but it's mostly run by,
is this based on the
institutional firms. Yes, they trade volatility, implied volatility heavily because it is profitable long term.
So is this based on the Garch edges, or is it?
No, yeah, it's not based on Garch. No, it's not. It's not actually trying to predictive, right? Because Garch we try to, if you study statistics, Garch attempts to. Does actually a very good job of attempting future volatility, but just looking what came before. So it's not doing that. It actually it uses a different approach. We've developed a machine learning model that actually defines the norm as opposed to actually be predictive, right? Which is what most people do. That was another epiphany for me, and maybe a little takeaway if you guys want to build systems. A lot of people build systems trying to predict price.
That's the wrong way.
I've tried it times, or even volatility. What I've actually done, what we're doing now, is actually to use these tools to not to predict, but to actually find a baseline based on all these alpha factors that we use, right? So based on these market alpha factors, this is what price should be doing, right? And this is volatility should be doing, and then also that's what price should be doing as an effect of implied volatility.
So
Yeah, that's what we're doing, and then
So
if there's
you're building
deviations from that norm, then we get active. So it's, in a way, it's like mean reversion, but it's not exactly the same.
So essentially, put into dumb words, you're building a model of the way the world should be, and then when things get out of whack, you're going, okay, well, this is out of whack according to our model. We can trade that and get the mean reversion back to our model. So you're not mean reversion back to a moving average. You're mean reversion back to your model. Is that?
Yes, but it is also condition specific. So because obviously, I myself explained previously that when you, for instance, if you have a training market, you don't want to step in front of it, right, in front of that moving train. So it knows, that's when we did a lot of the research, that which periods are to be avoided. And I think it's very important that when not to step in. Because if you would just mechanically, okay, we've got a deviation, we have to step in, well, you get rolled over, right? It's the same game all over again. So a lot of the work also has gone into defining which conditions actually seem to support this strategy. And some of these conditions were completely counterintuitive. And we tested on a long period. We tested over 10 years, right, of market data. And that's on a 1-minute chart, so it's quite a lot of data. And it was really counterintuitive. It's not something like you and I would have come up with, right? No. We're like, okay, this is when it should work. And we're thinking, well, it should work then, but it doesn't. And so this is exactly the problem, right? A lot of times what makes sense to you for one reason or the other, it may probably make sense somehow, but maybe it's a multidimensional factor, right, that we cannot wrap our mind around, right? And so that's where machine learning tools come in, because they can project, like a SVR, like support vector machine, SVM, so support vector machine. For instance, you can project things into higher dimensional spaces, and you can find relationships where you usually don't see them, with a normal linear or two-dimensional model. I don't want to get too complicated here, but I think it gives you an appreciation
so guys,
more intelligent on the market.
For the people watching this, so most of my people, they're not quants. They're guys who are interested in markets, who are interested in systems to trade. But I can say for a fact that I don't have the skills necessary to go out and replicate this. In a million years, I'd be like a caveman with a hammer made of flint, trying to build this system. In 10 years' time, I'd still be nowhere. And I'm pretty comfortable saying that most of my people, 99% of them, they're just like me. They're like, okay, these edges are really strong. These are very interesting ways to trade. And what Michael's done is he's built a system that's got a signaling service that actually makes these things viable to trade for the first time. And I'm going to put some money into it, and so tell us about the actual system. So we'll get into it more next time. So the system is called Vixen. How often does it trade? Roughly.
It trades about each instrument trades 1 time per day. Mm-hmm. If it doesn't succeed, it doesn't trade any.
So
right?
220.
And it helps. Yes.
So 220 trading days in a year. Roughly, how many trades would it take?
It takes about 200 trades a year.
Okay.
180. No, actually less than that. Yeah, about 180 trades a year. So it's about 3 to 4 per week.
Okay.
Depending, yeah, 3 to 4 per week.
And what sort of results are we looking at?
Well, it's really specific per each instrument, right? Mm-hmm. But basically, the edge is around between 0.38 and 0.42.
Wow.
For each dollar, yeah, that's pretty, and that's for an automated system is quite high.
Okay, so
what I like the most about it, though, is not the profitability, but the standard deviation is very low.
Okay, so let's talk about that.
The max drawdown is basically below 10R, which is
wow, that's
consecutive. That's really a big deal, especially for people who are maybe not. Trading their own account, you're more emotionally tied to it than perhaps these people in the space. Or, they try eventually as well, but you're not emotionally as tied. But if you have a 10R, 12R, losing streak, that's really not just financially hard to come back from. but also emotionally. You know, it really keeps you maybe from taking that next entry. And so that's what I love the most about it. It has a pretty low standard deviation in terms of the returns, and that's really what I like the most about it. And it always closes at the end of the day, so when you trade it during trading hours, it doesn't hold overnight. So it has good aspects to it that I just that I enjoy personally just trading.
Well, so this sounds like so for someone trading this, it works via a signal service. It's easy enough to trade yourself. I mean, we'll get into the mechanics.
You would, you know, I send you an email or something or an SMS, and you just take the entry. It's not even that entry specific. So if you take the entry like 5 minutes or 10 minutes later, you might actually get a better fill. So it's not as like, okay, you got to get in right now.
It's not like price action systems where one tick and you've messed up your risk reward ratio.
It's all over, man. It's all over. So no, it's not like that. It's pretty tolerant in that respect, which is why I like it. I'm trading it automatically. But I could send you the if you want, I can send you the signals and you can just start trading it like this. It's definitely a possibility.
All right, so I think we should schedule some more videos. I'm really confident in thinking that that some of my team are going to like trading this. I'm certainly looking forward to trading it myself. But the important takeaways are the edges, the volatility edge is very, very strong. The expectancy on pure mechanical systems is typically 0.1 to 0.15 for successful systems, and this is 0.38 to 0.42, which is 2 to 3 times as good as a normal pure mechanical system, right? It's like...
Which is why, even if it only delivers half of that, trading forward, even if market conditions completely change, even if we hit a very, very horrible market period.
But the big thing is that the drawdowns are very low. And that's one of and that's, to me, that's the most attractive thing. I don't necessarily want to make 100% a year, but I certainly don't want to lose 50% a year.
Exactly. Exactly. Yeah, I'm with you there. You know, I've been through the same. We all evolve as traders, and I think you really have to trade what suits you psychologically. For some people, this might be a boring system. Maybe they need three, 4 trades a day.
There's no thrill of victory. There's no agony of defeat here, right? It's just steady stacking.
Yeah, it just churns along. It's like it's relentless. It just keeps going. It doesn't trade every day, but it trades at least once or twice a week. So I think in that respect it's fulfilling because it's constant, but it's not too frequent, and it's fun to trade. You know? It's fun to trade. It just does its thing, and I think it's probably the best system I've built so far. I hope I can improve on this, but you know, it's a good system. Right, so yeah, we can probably talk about it next time.
Thank you so much for your time, Michael. And guys, anything that this guy does, I'd say take a look at it. It's well worth your time looking. I've been reading his blog for years. I've been collaborating with him for years. He's that rare thing in the finance world, which is an honest man who eats his own cooking. He's not one of these I blog but I don't trade guys. Yeah, he's the real deal. So we'll look forward to having you back, man.
Right,
Take care, brother.
Thanks. Ciao.